Hey everyone, today I'll be teaching you guys how to make whole Pompano Filipino style. So before we begin, I wanted to show you guys how I pick my fish. So I am by no means an expert, but this is all just oral tradition passed down. But when you're picking a fish, you want to be able to see through the eye. Red is okay, but if it's very cloudy, that's probably an older fish. And then you also want the fish to be healthy and pudgy. So this one looks okay, looks like it was eating throughout its life, versus this one, you can kind of see it's skinnier than that last fish right there. It's a little bit skinnier right here on the gills. You want it to be like a fatter fish, but you want to look at the fish and make sure that it's had a healthy life. And of course, you don't want it to smell bad. It smells like a fish, but it doesn't smell bad. This one, you can see the eye starting to cloud. It's not quite there, but it's beginning to. So first thing we're gonna do is chop up a bunch of tomatoes and onions. So this small batch right here, this is going to go in the actual fish. This is gonna give it some freshness, as well as give it some flavor, and of course take away the fishy nature of the fish so you can just taste the goodness of its meat, as well as some ginger here. Ginger is really what's going to take away all of that fishiness. I am terrible at chopping these up. If you're like me and you don't like keeping ginger in stock because you don't go through it fast enough, go to your Indian section and get this ginger garlic paste. It lasts a long time and I think it's good enough. It is a little wet of a product, so just keep that in mind if you're gonna cook with it. And then now we'll chop the rest of the tomatoes for the sausawan, or what we call the dipping sauce. You can use any tomato. So that's everything we have to chop. Now all we need to do is get to wrapping, and then we get to cooking. I'm going to wrap it in banana leaf here. I've mentioned this in the chocolate cooking video, but you can get your banana leaves at the local Asian store. I got mine from the Buford Highway Farmers Market. If you haven't seen that video on Buford Highway Farmers Market, I'll put it in the link in the description below. Frozen banana leaves are okay. Just make sure you let it defrost a little bit so it's not crispy and doesn't tear. Can you hear this? You want to wait for it to melt a little bit. In the meantime, we are going to salt and pepper our fish while we're waiting for that banana leaf to defrost. No need to get fancy. Pepper in a box is just fine. The nice thing about Pompano versus tilapia is that Pompano is a saltwater fish. So you could say it's been marinating in salt its whole life. I almost forgot. Score your fish. It'll help it cook. See that? Just until you feel the skin give. Don't go crazy. Doesn't look as nice going up and down, huh? Ta-da! So now that is all salted and peppered. Oop! That's raw. Now this is a little bit defrosted and we can fully use it. Because banana leaves aren't perfect, just make sure you get yourself some twine. Here we go. Take this, mix it up a little bit, doesn't have to be perfect, and throw it in the belly. See that? They cut it open for you. gotta tie it to where it doesn't open back up. And that's ready to go on the grill. For the purpose of this, it's okay if there are holes in the banana leaf. This right here is probably too much of a hole, but I don't care enough to do anything about it. Here we are. So while we are waiting for the oven to preheat, we can make our sausawan, or the thing we dip it into. You can keep the ginger in here. I don't like ginger that much, but because we didn't use this on the fish, we're just gonna start off with this. But I would say typically you want bites of onion in there because that bite of fresh onion kind of cuts all of the fishiness or the lansa of the pompano and makes it taste much better. So the difference here is that none of this has gone through the heat of baking or grilling. So this is gonna be that fresh part of the sausawan. If you're looking at this ratio right here, there's too much onion, but I think this is the right amount, so we're only gonna add tomatoes. In my mom's side of the family, this is all you'll need. You'll just eat this while you're eating the fish, almost as a side pickle. In other parts of the country, they're gonna add soy sauce or soy sauce and vinegar, but we'll just keep it like this. Worst case scenario, we dip it in soy sauce on the side. If I had to guess, this is maybe 70% tomato, 30% everything else. So what I've done here is I've preheated the grill to about 400 degrees. I wouldn't be able to tell you because I broke this thing, or it broke on me. I didn't do anything to it. We'll just throw this in here while it's hot, and it'll take about 35-40 minutes for it to cook. We'll check on it every 5 to 10 minutes, especially in the beginning. All we have to watch out for is that it's not so hot that the banana leaves burn off. We want it crisping and almost frying. So that's why it has to be above the 350 to get that Maillard reaction. Since it's been about 5 minutes, we're gonna check out how it's doing. So this is what you wanna see, is that it's blackening up but not catching on fire. So now that it's been 5 minutes, right there, you see it. So it's not catching on fire, but it is getting that Maillard reaction. As you can see, it's getting crispy right there. Yeah, near the blade. So it's been about 5 minutes on each side here, just checking on it again. See how this is starting to burn off? We don't like that. So I'm definitely gonna move it to a less hot part of the oven, as well as turning down the heat. And now we're 30 minutes away from greatness. All right, and here we go. As you can see, it is nice and oily because of all the fat from the fish and the skin of it. And the twine is still burning. And I know it looks burnt, but I promise you, this is a present from Poseidon. You can definitely cook it at a lower temp if you would like, but then you don't get this crispy sound right here. So there you have it. That's the crispiness of the fish itself. Look at that. Nice crispy char. So now we can put our plate together here. So here is the fish that I deboned. If you haven't seen that video, check it out in the link in the description below. And I'm just gonna make a little plate here. I would say in general, most people can eat one whole pompano because that's all the meat that's in it, unless you eat a lot of rice. So here I'm now gonna make just a spoonful just so you guys can see the ratios that I prefer. Right there. So here's that perfect bite that I made. So you have the salt from the fish, and then you balance it out with the freshness of the tomato and the bite of the onion. I personally don't think this needs more soy sauce, but I would say if you are the type to eat a lot of rice, then you'd probably use a lot more soy sauce just because you want some more flavoring. But this, nice and easy dish, try it out. Go to your Asian or local ethnic market and just do whole fish cleaned. Don't take the head off, you want the juices from the head. And yeah, so with that, enjoy.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.